So the exhibition documents the collecting history of UBS over 40 years. We show works that were collected from the 1970s up to the present day. And what you see in the exhibition is different movements from art over this time. And we see that between the 1970s and the turn of the 21st century, the focus is predominantly North American and European. But in the years after 2000, there's a widening, an opening up of perspective, an opening up of horizons. That's why the exhibition is called Moving Horizons. And the artists after the year 2000 are much, much more international. They come from all over the world and not just from the United States and Europe. And this is for two reasons. The first reason is because artists themselves are much more migratory. They move around and their practice is much more international. But also the art market has expanded. The perspectives of the art of the collectors have expanded. So that's why after the year 2000 we have in the exhibition artists from Colombia, from Thailand and India, from Albania, from Japan, from Mexico, from Brazil, and from China. So that's a very much broader geographic spread than the artists that we see from the 60s through to the 1990s. And so that's why the exhibition is called Moving Horizons, because it demonstrates this opening up, which also parallels the way that UBS as a company has become much more global. All companies now are more globalized. So when the works, the pop art from the United States were collected in the 70s, a predecessor bank of UBS called Payne Webber was located in New York, and so the collecting was more local. But as UBS has expanded and become more global, so too has the collecting practice of the company. And that's the broad concept of the exhibition. The moving horizons, the moving perspective from the point of view of the collector, and the moving perspectives from the point of view of art practice.
Yes, we always curate the shows for the country and the museum we are working with. So in China, we have included Chinese artists more than in Japan, and of course we always have different sizes, we have different spaces, and we try to really make a show happen for the country and the community we are working with. So it's a different show. You know what? These artworks were bought 30 years ago when these artists were not known. So it was bought as office decoration. So we don't consider art being an investment. So these pieces are very, very old, and they were bought at the time they were created, and at that time they were not expensive. It was just excellent. It was a wonderful cooperation. We started the whole project 2.5 years ago, and then it took us some time to get the contract signed, but when the contract was signed, everything was very perfect, and it was a wonderful relationship. We are very happy being here in this National Art Museum. I used to live here for 3 months.
Oh, really?
I think it's a very exciting city. It is. There are a lot of foreigners. There are a lot of Chinese people. It's a city where really people live and they exchange. It's very interesting, especially from the art point of view. And also look around what's going on here tonight. People are still here. They don't leave the museum. They enjoy each other. And it's a very international city. I like being here. And I love the Chinese people.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.